Hi everyone, it's Adam 7 Fish Tanks, and in today's video we're going to be setting up the biggest tank I've ever set up yet. This is the Fluval Roma 125, and I'm really excited to crack on with this scape, honestly. With it being the biggest tank I've worked with, it's going to be a challenge, but I can't wait to take you along with this journey, so let's get into this. Right, so what we're going to start with is this Tropica substrate. This being the first layer in the tank, we're going to cap this off with some sand, as this is very nutrient dense, so we're going to make sure that there's only a thin layer of this underneath the sand. This lasts a really long time too, so it's going to be great for our plants to grow the roots and make sure that there's some healthy plants in our tank. So as I was saying previously, only a fine layer of this across the tank. Just enough to cover the bottom. I think I'm going to add a little bit more to this as it's not fully covering the bottom of the tank. Just a tad bit more. And we're just going to pat this across again gently. Make sure that it covers the entire bottom. I've got a good idea on where I'm going to be putting most of the plants, but it's always useful to make sure that the nutrients are spread across the tank in case any plants want to carpet or fill in. Right, so as you can see, we've covered the bottom layer of the tank with the soil, and I'm going to be topping it off with some sand next. The cool thing about the Roma is this thick black bar on the bottom of the tank, and that'll be covering that soil part of the substrate. So we're only going to be seeing sand visible to our eyes. Right, let's continue building that slope that I was talking about. Building it right the way up. And just brushing a gentle layer down, right the way up. And the layer down again. We're just trying to get that effect that I'm hoping for. I did play around in the Scaper Dojo in the shop. And got a brief idea on how I want this scape to look. So we're now going to start aquascaping the tank with some wood and rocks. Aquascaping for me can be a really therapeutic thing, but it can also be one of the most stressful things too, because, you know, once you've set up your tank, there's quite a difficulty in rearranging it or changing it about. So it's what comes natural to you first. So I think what we're going for is some kind of like spiky open piece of wood with some rocks around it. I'm going to try and layer it in a way that keeps every piece of wood up. Yeah, that's looking all right. Open to have the most character to it. I mean, looking at it from this way, it's quite nice, but there's a lot of open space here. So maybe I can make up for that with the rocks. We'll give that a go and see if that works. Right, so we've opted for some Seri stone. There's a lot of texture and layers to this. So let's see if we can make this work and make it look like the wood's kind of got lodged in between some rocks on its way, as it is driftwood. Like it's kind of come down a river. Seem to work there. Maybe up here that works. I feel like it works further up there. It's quite a large rock. I guess that kind of looks good. It's got a bit of character to it. Maybe needs a bit more layering to it, if possible. Lift that up a bit, tuck that underneath. Yeah, that kind of works. It's just about finding the right amount. I've got some smaller rocks as well that might do the job as well. Drop these in and just scatter them about. I think looking at this, I want to level out the sand now, maybe add some more rocks and bring one that's larger forward. I just think it'll have a bigger impact. Here we are with the finished hardscape. I'm really happy with the rock structure, the way the wood is laid out, and how the sand looks, giving it that depth. I thought it needed a little change after taking a step back earlier on and realising that it just didn't look right with that hill that I was going for. It made the aquarium look smaller than it actually is. So this is part 1 of the Aquascape build. There will be 2 and 3 coming out soon. So make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell, and tune in for the future parts of this Aquascape build. Until next time, thanks for watching. See you later. Peace.